recap last time?
I think Stainer should.
Stainer
From
did
his point of
not.
view.
So from my point of view, I had tea and crumpets with an old woman and had a lovely tour of a mansion.
You didn't have to fight the dolls.
That was so funny.
I didn't do anything.
You
Reminded me
did
of that.
briefly help in one.
Yeah, I guess I
You know-
did. I did blap one of them for you guys. But
You know that scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2 where it's Stan Lee with the lizard and Spider-Man fighting in the background?
yes,
Who's that?
Yeah, with the headphones on, he just can't hear a damn thing.
Yeah, this is very much that.
Except there's a bunch of fantasy people fighting dolls.
She hears like several plates and glasses break like, oh, those darn rats.
As far as you know, your friend Pralissi here, she seems, relatively calm about the whole thing. And, she did, Stainer, while you were talking to her, she did see you kind of step back and launch, I want to see you launch Lightning Rod to help. I can't remember if you helped finish off Chuckles or Laughs or one of the other dolls that was coming in the window to attack Jajaray and Galdrin there. But, yeah, she still seems relatively calm about the whole situation. She's just knitting and is everything okay? So she still has those two huge needles that you in the back of your mind make you think, wow, this could be used as weapons. But right now she's just knitting and looks very calm. And oh, Laron, this is the point where the character of Laron just suddenly gets horrible indigestion and has to make an absolute beeline out the window, running as fast as he can because, of course, he's got to get into the woods and then he's going to have to go back to the Star Watcher. And
look at that. He left us a trail to track him down.
He just stammers out, I fletch my arrows, and then he runs off.
exactly. But out of the woods emerges yet another member of your crew from the bowels of the Star Watcher, Winslow Wilhelm, who comes walking up. And Winslow, you see the familiar faces of Jajaray and Galdrin outside, and Jajaray is there with Growljaw, your trusty pack dog. And you notice what appears to be some torn up dolls or some sort of cloth materials on the ground. And you aren't quite sure what to make of that, but Jajaray and Galdrin appear to be coming down from some kind of harrowing experience, and you don't see Stainer at the moment. You might have caught a glimpse of him through a window here when you were making your way towards the house, but up the side of the house. Meanwhile, Stainer, you were talking with Pralissi. She says, "Is anything wrong?"
No, I'm just. So you made all these dolls, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes, I wanted to honor the children who used to live here. Sometimes the dolls, I could swear they talked to me, but I know that couldn't be the case.
Oh, so you've never seen them move or stab anybody?
Stab anybody? What a horrible idea.
I meant hug. Hug is what you call it.
Oh, hug. No, I haven't seen that either. But if a guest came by, I might let the dolls, like the guest play with the dolls. Come think of it, the guests never stayed very long. I don't know why they didn't like my hospitality. I provide wine. I can boil tea if people need it. But about this time, Stainer, you especially hear it because you're a bit closer just inside the house and the acoustics of the house echo with it, but you hear just or just a cat scream, and Cuddles kind of catch a glimpse out of these windows here, but Cuddles appears to be just making a beeline for you're not sure what, but you have never seen a cat move that fast. It is honestly, you'd think it would probably outrun a greyhound. It's moving so quickly. She hears the noise. She's Cuddles, Cuddles. She's looking this direction out this window, and you can catch a glimpse of Cuddles just running by, but he seems to be getting out of there as quickly as he can. Meanwhile, Winslow, you have caught up with your friends Galdrin and Jaja Ray, and Growljaw looks at you and sniffles a little bit in recognition.
Winslow, we could have used you a little sooner. There's some creepy shit going on in there. We were attacked by dolls.
I look at the surrounding scene, and I just look at the other two, and at the windows and the other details of the house, and say, you know, I've never seen children play with dolls this hard. Perhaps you should apologize to that old woman.
The dolls
Uh,
tried to kill us, and
yeah.
Stainer's with that old woman, and she's unwell, I
think she's a little loopy.
Then why don't we go inside and get Stainered out?
I think he's fine.
He's fine.
He's been talking to that old woman.
Stater, you see Pralissi. She just begins walking back to her knitting room. Just smiles at you. She does come up into this room, looks around, notices the
As she's
overturned beachwear.
leaving like the room, I'm just gonna be like, I'll see if I can catch your cat, and I'll go out the back way.
Okay.
The window.
There's a door at the back of this.
Okay. All right. You head to get out the back way. Meanwhile, I'm going to leave. Cuddles is just absolutely bolts, and you catch a glimpse of Cuddles. I'm going to go ahead and leave the figure of Cuddles here on the map, but Cuddles is now off map, just disappears into the woods, and I think you might see the cat run up a tree somewhere in the forested area. Again, you're still inside the walls of Taloncove. This is just a more wild area that hasn't been built up yet, but the cat completely disappears.
Cuddles
That's all right.
is
I was
never
just using
found
it as an
again.
excuse just to leave.
And 17 sessions later, we find out Cuddles was a polymorphed BBEG. Yep.
Cuddles was the real villain all along.
With a name like Cuddles, can you really trust him?
Right. I would say then Winslow would tell the other two and say, so catch me up here. What is the theories of why these dolls are so violent? And what are we going to do about the one who made them?
We're not very clear on the why, but we are assuming possibly that they're responsible for maybe the killings that have been going around on around port. We found a body yay back with some stab wounds. I think that might be. Followed some footprints here, found her and her cat and her dolls.
Right. Pralissi sticks her head out the window. Ooh, what are you all talking about? Heard something about stabbings? This is horrible. Won't you come inside and have some tea or wine with an old woman? She gives you a really weird look. So it just briefly flashes across her face, and then it settles down.
Like a weird look to all three of us, or just one of us in particular?
To all three of you.
Okay.
Can't believe all my dolls have been destroyed. Oh, that's terrible. I'll just have to make some more.
What are you making them
You're
with?
about to say something.
Oh, I have a lot of supplies. I have old cloth, I have leather, bits of wood. There used to be a lot of children here. They played with dolls all the time.
Why don't you just
Tiny.
make smaller versions
We're not
Smaller
adults.
so children can actually play with them
Ooh,
instead
but
of
they're
children-sized dolls?
Ooh, but they're so nice to cuddle. Can I make
You have
them?
a cat.
Dude, but Cuddles is gone. He ran off. I don't know what scared him. I hope he comes back soon. Ooh, I'll be lonely without Cuddles. I'll be in my knitting room.
I'll have wandered up about the end of that conversation.
Well,
So
she's a little odd.
you guys ready to go? Or you just gonna stand around out here? What did she want?
She wanted us to come in.
Just to be her creepy self. Where is she getting
also
the
said
leather
she's
from?
making more.
She probably has a stockpile or something.
I mean,
Who
she's
knows?
But what kind of leather?
You think she may be grave robbing
Maybe
or murdering leather?
no,
she followed
she's too frail
that statement
to be able to use a
with-
shovel like that.
Okay, but she has a stockpile. So, my point is,
Mm.
she made the statement of her supplies and put the leather in there, and then quickly said, there used to be all kinds of children here. I just have questions. Like,
Why
So go ask her.
don't we ask to watch her craft one and see if anything strange happens during or afterwards?
Maybe she'll give you a tour and you can see the
Yes.
pond. I'll
But
give
what
an
are the
awkward. I'll
dolls
give
used
I'll give like an
from the
awkward
upstairs,
smile
isn't it?
and wink.
She never showed us
You-
the upstairs.
oh. Do you have
You hear her
plans?
humming off key again.
Sooner?
Huh? What?
She's continuing. Remember earlier, she used to hum off key. You would hear her singing or humming just
Mhm.
at this really shrill, can't carry a tune hardly sort of sound. She's doing it again.
Do you mean to drown the old woman in a pond?
No. Maybe could conduct an experiment for which stew if it.
I mean, I could go loosen one of her stairboards.
I mean, I'm sure you could probably just push her over and break her hip.
I'm sure a harsh gust of wind would just turn her to dust.
No, it's your call. I
Yeah,
just
you-
left.
You hear the needles just clacking inside. Seems to work pretty quickly. Cuddles, where are you? Come back to me.
Yeah,
Where's her damn cat?
that cat's not coming back.
At the
Would you?
Well, yeah, probably. She's very sweet.
Praljaw sits down on his haunches and just glad to see all four of you. And just
Go ahead, sorry.
nope, just a dog panting. Oh, did we lose Wheeler?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
we
every
got
once in a while you're a little chappy, but that's it.
I'm using Discord and Roll20. I'm sorry. I can't do much about it.
Feel free to mute Roll20 because it doesn't look. If you're using Discord for voice, it might be. You put mute on Roll20. Doesn't look like you're.
I'm
muted on
using a
Roll20.
Chromebox. I don't have a lot of RAM to go around, so Discord and Roll20 used in tandem kind of gets to the maximum of what my computer can do. Usually, I try and stick to other systems, but it's fine. I'm down to do this unless it's gonna mess with stream.
Oh, no,
When Say again?
I said you're fine. What he was saying is it looks like your mic is on Roll20. So if you can toggle that
is?
off, you're the only one showing not muted. So if
It's
you can
saying
toggle
it's
that off,
asking me
that
to
might.
join voice and video. As
That's
if
weird.
I'm not in it.
Okay.
Yeah, others can hear or see none.
Okay.
Okay,
That's weird.
cool. Well, we can hear you. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you're good.
So Winslow, he looks at you guys and says, okay. I'm not really one for subterfuge. So if you want, I could be the the villain today and give you guys an opportunity to search the house. Or we could someone else can handle keeping her in an area so we can search the house, but without pretense. Well, violence. But if she is a suspect of the murders and the creatures or things that attacked you could be the ones who've done it, I'm not really interested in a lot of trust right now with her, as if she's claimed to create them and they are violent in nature, then there's got to be something behind it. Even if she's unaware of it, she must be made aware of it so she stops making them. Whether they're something that she's crafted and made to kill and hurt others, or perhaps they were possessed by the children who used to live here, I don't know. But either way, until the murders stop happening, she should stop making dolls to exonerate herself. And we'd have to let her know that. But if we tell her that we're suspecting her, who knows what could happen. But I imagine it would involve more dolls attacking us at her signal.
Remember at one point back when you were at Fogfire Tavern, you had asked the proprietor to send a representative to the Taloncove Watch to inform them that you might have had a lead, and you certainly that you'd found that body on Frowning Trees Hill. And so, you can also decide if you want to get the City Watch involved, or because they do not know where you are, because your last known whereabouts to the people at Fogfire Inn and Tavern was just there at the tavern, and they knew you went off into the woods, but they don't know where you went after that.
I do think we need some explanation, not just killing this woman. Because if we
No,
just kill an
I was
old
just going to
woman,
hold her here while you guys search. I wasn't going to kill her unless she was.
well, I just
proven
meant
to
in
be a
general.
criminal.
I didn't. Yeah. Because if we go back with a story like this one to town saying we killed an old woman because she was making murderous dolls, I don't think they would believe us because I don't believe
Here she
us.
comes again.
We would have to leave port.
Would you like some old lunch? Would you like some lunch?
That sounds delightful. Come
I'm
on,
going to
gang.
get some food.
Sure. But
We'll come around to
is
the
my
front door
doggy
this
safe?
time.
What was that about your doggy?
Is he safe?
Oh, of course. I love doggies. Get rid of the dog. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that.
She's
Who's
completely
walking into the
insane.
kitchen?
Yes, but I could eat.
You hear some pots and pans clanking.
Gonna
See through the
get
window.
ready
She's.
to.
Oh, go ahead. No, I just
I
think
was
you
just
see
gonna
her
say-
working on a fire.
I'll just let myself.
I was
in
just
the
gonna
door.
say that we should just go inside and get things schmoving.
Before we go in, I'm going to
So-
kneel down to Growljaw and tell him, if she tries to kill us, you eat her. And then we'll go in.
Yeah.
He probably could. She's old.
Mhm.
Not very tasty, probably.
It's jerky.
So as we're getting into the house and see her car like 2 rooms away, we'll look at the rest of them and say, what all has been so far?
I mean, I've pretty much been
She
to
like
all of downstairs. There's a really nice garden with a pond
Mm.
and
she likes
disgusting
the fire.
vegetables.
But she does seem to have apparently some good supplies. You're not sure where she gets them, but as she's opening various cupboards and pantries, you see jars of pickled fruits and vegetables, and not sure how good the pickled fruits taste, but the pickled veggies might be good. And she does seem to have some fresh supplies as well, some bread, some cheeses. It's pretty interesting how she's able to maintain a decent lifestyle. And as you know, you found, or as Laron found out, she does seem to have a good taste in wine and have some at least a working knowledge of how to handle wines. You see her pull out a bottle and set it on this table right here.
Can you use your pointer again? Which table?
Oh, sorry, this. I guess
Gotcha.
that's a rug. Haha. We'll make it this table. Sorry, I guess that's a rug on the floor. She comes over here. Just underneath the chandelier, she opens a bottle of fine red wine and offers to pour you all glasses.
Sure. Oh,
Okay.
take a glass.
I'll take a
It was
glass.
like a fresh bottle she just opened, or was it already opened before?
It appears to be a fresh bottle.
Okay.
You did see her remove the cork. You want to inspect the cork?
No.
Okay.
I do
will
want to
give
see if
the
I
wine
smell
a-
almonds, though.
I will give the
Okay,
wine a big
yes.
old sniff.
Okay. You give the wine a good sniff, and nothing untoward greets your nostrils.
Mm. One of those
She pours herself
neurotoxins
a
you can't
glass, and
detect.
all of
No, I'm
you.
kidding.
What's that?
But that is one of those neurotoxins you can't detect.
Possibly. She pours you all a glass. Cheers. I'm so sorry if my dolls caused any trouble. I can't imagine why. She begins drinking her wine. So good.
Do you
Ma-
see them moving around?
No. Well, only in my dreams, but they had to have been dreams because how could dolls move? It doesn't make any sense.
You're right. It doesn't, but
It's not.
they did.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
you said children once lived here in an orphanage, right?
Yes, I took care of them.
Was it an orphanage before you arrived here, or?
No, it wasn't. It was actually pretty run down. Now it's in excellent condition. I had it repaired, and then I began taking in orphans because I'm an orphan myself, you see, so I wanted to help. Bless me, this wine is delicious. Sniffs
Do
it.
you
Where-
get visited by any of the orphans that grew up and found jobs in the town nearby, perhaps? They visit
No,
you ever?
No, there was a point where those horrible people from the city watch came by and said that the government of Taloncove had determined that I wasn't taking good enough care of them, and they took them away somewhere else. I was so sad. That was 13 years ago now, I think.
The
Mm.
government took the children?
I'm afraid so, yes. The nobles, you see, the nobles always know better than we do, don't they? She rolls her eyes.
Of course they do.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can't be down here
Winslow
with
kind
our
of pulls at his
husband.
collar a little bit. Okay, guys. That's
I
an
make
idea.
you
I
a
want to think
doll?
about that for a second.
I make dolls like you? She begins studying your faces. I can give them to you as gifts. Sometimes I sell my dolls.
Sure. How long would it take?
Oh, a couple of days. We'll get
Okay,
working
I'll
on them
tell you
right
what.
away.
Thank you so much for the wine. And I'll leave you to it. You can make a doll and we'll come back in a couple of days. What do you say, guys?
Sure.
Sure.
Delightful.
Do you often make likenesses of others?
Always. Real people are the best art subjects, and they help guide my hands as I make the dolls. I never had much
So
creativity.
Have you
So
ever met
every
any
make
any famous
like someone
famous
else.
folk?
Famous folk, oh, I don't know. If I did, I didn't know it at the time.
Mm.
Hmm.
Would you like
You
some
are
more wine?
today.
You are all famous?
I'd like
Ooh,
to think I am. In my
Oh,
own
so-
head, at least.
so nice to meet you. What are you famous for?
Sailing the seas.
Wow, that's amazing. Have you ever sailed the barrel mirror?
We're on it now.
Ooh, that is so brave of you. I hear the stone mirrors can be very dangerous sometimes. She
Maybe
begins
your doll
walking.
will help.
I will make the first doll look like you. It's going to be beautiful. So cute. So cute.
I'm very excited to see it.
He goes wandering back in here and sits down, and pretty soon you hear the needles clacking. Help yourself to more wine if you want it. You can see some bottles
Thank you so
stacked.
much.
Of course, you're welcome anytime. Meanwhile, Growljaw is snuffling about. Doesn't seem particularly agitated, but doesn't like all the smells he detects either. There's definitely a lot of rot in the house.
Hmm. Well, she's preoccupied. Maybe we could go snoop around.
I ordered the doll because I would like to follow up with someone in town to find out if the government actually took the children. I think that
You
would
are
give us a
short-
pretty good.
Short of ransacking the house, I think the best option is yes to leave and see if anything else occurs. Find out other things while we're waiting.
Well, we can go snoop a little bit.
Is anybody going to go snooping while she's sitting down? It doesn't seem to be a hurry for you to leave.
I think
Whoever's going upstairs, I'll go with you.
What happened the last time you guys went upstairs?
that character said
Ron
that.
never made it.
Yes.
Lorraine is no longer here to answer that question. Sorry.
Loran was
Unbound
stopped.
these days.
He made it up the first couple
Um,
stairs and then he was attacked.
Yeah, those stairs weren't so great last time. I'll stay down here and listen in case you need help.
Aldrin, are you going up?
I vote we go up.
Okay. The first stairs are right here. You want to follow the circular staircase up to the second floor. Did I hear someone was
I will-
going with him?
I'll stand right here and I'll give a big old listen.
Okay.
Just to hear if any
Go
dolls
ahead.
walk around.
Go ahead and give me a look check.
Look.
Stainer, you can too.
+1.
let me put down the roll commands here.
18. Well,
18.
I have them written down, so I just
Okay,
copied the whole
gotcha.
thing with the standard included.
Excellent. Just in case anyone wants to copy and paste. All right. Cool. Oh, wow, it actually rolled those for me. Never mind, I didn't think that would happen with mods added on the end there, but okay. Anyway, if you need the commands, those are there. Feel free to copy and paste those. But all right, Galdrin, with that 18 look check, you just hear wind whistling through probably the rafters up. You know the house is not in good condition. So that's about all you get with that. But you don't, some creaking floorboards. Stainer, you hear a bit more. You think you hear some scratching around up there. You're not sure, hopefully not another doll, but might be some rats, maybe some birds living up there. But nothing jumps out at you as particularly alarming. Are you going to head up the stairs?
Let's agree if we see any dolls, we're tossing them out the windows.
Winslow just nods.
Oh, Winslow, you going up too?
Yeah, earlier I had said if anyone goes upstairs, I'll follow.
Oh, that was you. Okay, I saw Stainer's icon move over there. All right, cool. All right, you head upstairs and you find a dilapidated second floor with a bunch of not in good condition bedrooms. And as you search about, you find remnants. I'm not going to make you make search checks. You find the remnants of what appear to have been children's living quarters. So there are bits of dolls, other knickknacks, but it's been ages since the second floor was inhabited. Broken chamber pots, that sort of thing. Find closets, old clothing, beds in complete disrepair. And it looks like at one time there were probably a lot of children packed up there. So very, very cramped conditions. Most of the bedrooms have windows to the outside and actually would have had a reasonably nice view. At this point, you're looking over the tops of trees, but you have to wipe the windows. Dust, cobwebs, dirt, definitely weather worn. Wind coming through, so a lot of the boards up there. The roof seems to be reasonably intact, but you can see some areas where most certainly rain, snow have come in and moisture has rotted things, but so far it's holding together. As you complete your sweep, you don't find anything particularly of value until go. Now I will go ahead and feel free to give me search checks. As you enter a final room that's probably over the entrance foyer here. All right,
So-
Galdrin. Go ahead.
Go, my bad. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say that Galdrin's rolling.
Looking around based on what you
What was that?
based on what you described.
Sorry, you kind of cut out there, bro.
Based on what
Uh-oh. Lost him. Oh.
Yeah.
if this audio issues continue, it may not work out for me with having Roll20 and Discord at the same time. But anyway,
You do Discord on your phone? Audio?
I could, but then you'll hear the fan in my background, and I can't turn that off because I will die.
Well,
You could
right now you sound
try
clear,
it.
so all good. And what were you saying a second ago? Stainer and Galdrin, unfortunately, you're not turning up much with your search checks unless you want to burn Numa on
Well,
your rolls.
You said that it looks like you said that the upstairs, some of the upstairs areas very obviously looked like children lived here, right?
Correct.
But you said also in voicing her that that was 13 years ago.
Correct.
So do these rooms look dilapidated? Like were these children like
Absolutely.
moth-eaten and
Worn
stuff,
out.
or did it look recent?
So no, they definitely look completely dilapidated. So, but the
Okay.
beds are very small, bits of blankets, remnants
Mhm.
of dolls. It's just it has a childlike feel. Everything seems to be built for smaller people. So definitely based on what she'd said, you'd say, yeah, these were children's quarters. You don't see anything to contradict that. But and Winslow, go ahead and give
Winslow
me your
would
search check as well.
so I have a plus that. All right. Um
Hopefully you
D
can roll a bit better than
30.
Stainer and Galdrin. Oh, all right. Hey, you know what? You doubled their scores. That is impressive. Unfortunately, for the 6,
The win.
you still don't turn up a whole heck of a lot. So yeah, hey, there's some
Right.
children's scores.
But that's still something I can inference on. I voice to the other guys and say, okay, not finding much here, but the fact that she hasn't done much for these rooms in over a decade. I understand she's elderly, but that speaks to a profound sadness of what happened 13 years ago. They remain untouched, allowed to be moth-eaten over time, and so she could preserve the room perhaps as they were when her children left. I can only imagine that would spur someone to either do things they normally wouldn't do. A mother, at least a motherly figure, losing her children is traumatic. But if it wasn't her purposefully doing so, what do you all think about the chances that her feelings, her strong emotions towards that event could have caused something to take hold in this house? Especially, she said that this place was abandoned before she got here and renovated it herself. So there's an unknown history to this place, even before she got here and those things happened with her.
Quote unquote,
What do you think?
Renovated. It might have not been renovated that well. We don't know.
What I mean is that when someone moves into a new home, they make it theirs.
Yes.
It and made it her. But if I'm sinister child, and then the unknown owner and events that could have happened at this place before. Also, something is not really adding up to me. Where are the doors to the other rooms that should be on the bottom floor? There's a whole western wing that you can see from outside. Where are the doors?
Are you referring to this area where you haven't
Is that
explored?
underground?
No, it's still on the first floor. But
So
you would-
that right, like from the outside, there's a whole
Right.
area of the building we haven't been able to find a door to, right?
So if you want to reach it, there is a door out here, but I don't believe anybody has
Okay.
walked around that side of the
Gotcha.
house yet.
Understood. I thought I didn't scroll far enough over to see that there was a
No. You're good. It's hard to see on the map here, but there is a way in here. But it's back
Gotcha.
on the first floor. And on the second
Well-
floor, it's all rooms above that area.
Mm. Mhm.
just
You
to
could break
prevent
through a
from
floor.
Metagaming, I would say Winslow would still say that. To prevent myself from metagaming, Winslow would still say that because he himself hasn't walked over there yet. He doesn't know if there's a door, an exterior door. So he's just that there's some sort of wing of this building that is seemingly inaccessible from the inside. This room right
As you
here,
walk-
where we're at, looking at the children's room.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay,
there
so
are a
when we
whole
get
bunch
up
of
the
rooms.
stairs, are we like walking along the stone
Yes.
floor to
So
get? Oh, okay. So this is
I
the
don't. I
second
don't have.
floor and first
Oh
floor
no,
put
no.
together
So
on
I don't
one
have a. There's no
layer.
second floor map of this house. So I'm just narrating the description of the second floor, and just assume that there are a bunch of hallway. I mean, obviously the exterior layout is the same, but there are just a bunch of hallways and rooms. And every room you've gone into, you have found evidence of children having lived there in the past. So
Damn.
all around. And if you did want to try to get into these areas, you could break through a floorboard. Every once in a while you look down. I mean, the floorboards are not in the best condition, so you could conceivably hack your way through and drop in, or you could go down to the first floor again and see if you can find a way into these areas that you haven't been able to explore yet. But the entire second floor is just a series of bedrooms. Meanwhile,
Winslow,
Jaja, you just hear her humming and knitting.
Yeah, I'm just listening for her to start doing something weird and then also listening up the stairs for anything
Okay.
too weird.
Okay.
Winslow will basically just conclude his spiel by saying, I think we should come back here with someone who is an expert in potentially spirits. That's my theory as to what's happening here. Whether or not directly of those spirits, that's me. Because you didn't see any viscera inside the doll, right? It was just a inanimate object that was moving about.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yes.
Very
So
scary.
something must have been making it move. My guess is a spirit, but it could also very well be some sort of, I don't know, puppetry magic she has of some sort. I'm not really versed in the ways of the arcane. But
Any,
we should return here with someone who knows more than us. Maybe we seek out a sage.
anyone has training in far lore, you are welcome to make a check.
Far Lord.
I do not.
Not your area of expertise.
Thanks for giving me land fare, though. I imagine that has something to do with like nobility related stuff.
It's actually a survival skill.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's wayfaring on land. Seafare is wayfaring at sea, and then deep fare is going to be your underground, finding food and shelter in subterranean areas. Stainer, I believe you have far lore if you would like to make a check.
I do have far lore. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I was just
Let's see.
reacquainting myself with my character sheet. It's been a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a while.
I believe you only have standard training in far lore, if I remember
We
correctly.
played
So there
Encounter
will be
Work that
certain
had
things.
song.
So there will be certain things that are just beyond your scope of knowledge just because you lack the training, but with a good check, you may still be able to throw some light on the situation. Okay, excellent. That's a great check. All right. 24. Stainer, you have heard, especially as an exarch, because among the 4 types of clerics, exarchs are the ones who most go into researching the unseen and believe in an invisible spiritual realm. So you have definitely heard tales of unseen spirits that can potentially possess a mortal or bring an inanimate object to life. But there are other theories that say, look, that could just be straight magic as well, that a creator who invokes a particular magical power can bring an inanimate object to life. And there are all kinds of debates about whether the magic and the spirits are one and the same, whether those spirits aren't really spirits at all. It's just magic that somehow mimics an intelligent force. And of course, other people believe that no, there really is,
Okay.
there really are forces outside of it.
Is there a check I can make to see if there's any like negatives that any of that energy on her, like an evil connection to her?
You could try magic sensing if you wanted to.
Where do I see that on my character sheet?
Oh yes. Let me scroll down. So that will be a power. It will be on the 3rd page, and that costs 1 pneuma. Requires a ritual, so that's just a 1-minute rite. So you can invoke magic sensing, and it'll last for an hour. And normally with magic sensing, you're looking for magical effects in objects, but you cannot use it to detect magic within people. For example, another cleric, you couldn't gain an assessment of an opposing cleric's powers, but you may be able to detect something that maybe came off of her and transfers onto an object, or just get a general sense. And there are other times where, just as a game master, I may let you just make a glint check, just as a general sort of spiritual sense. But right now, nothing has triggered that. But definitely, if you ever encounter a spirit, you can throw exorcism as well.
I was going to try to maybe see if she had something attached to her, and then maybe blap her with that.
Okay.
That was the original idea.
You can absolutely, if you want to throw exorcism, you can give it a shot right now. Nothing in your personal senses has told you that there's a spirit nearby or in her.
Okay.
You need exorcising, but that doesn't mean there isn't one there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't just do it for no reason.
Okay.
But
would you like to invoke the ritual to get magic sensing up?
I will do that though. So as I'll spend the pneuma.
Okay. You grasp your scepter, spend your pneuma into the right, and after a minute, you feel just more in tune with the magic flowing around you. You more strongly sense the magic in the magic object you carry. For example, you have the gold ruby ring that enhances your speed, and you can sense magic on both Galdrin and Sir Winslow. And you know that you'll be able to detect it on Jaja Ray when you go downstairs too.
Okay.
Are you going to head back down and go see Pralissi and see if she has anything?
I'm going to just. I mean, yeah, I'll head back down to the dining area at least.
Okay. As you're heading towards the stairs, back here is, again, there's no map on the 2nd floor, but you glance before you head down the stairs into this room. Again, pretend you're on the 2nd floor, but the one above the foyer on the 1st floor. You look in there, and with your magic sensing, you feel some kind of emanation that comes off of a mirror on a wall over here. It's just a small, very dusted over mirror, again, tarnished silver. But there's.
Is it, you said it's on the wall?
Yes. So it's hanging on a wall directly above, or just kind of to the side of where this window is on the 1st floor. So it's just hanging there. It's a small silver mirror. It looks like it was pretty ornately crafted. But again, the silver is very tarnished, and the looking glass itself is very dusted over.
I'll go up to it and I'll give it a nice big old huge blow to blow off all the dust.
Okay. You blow the dust away and the cobwebs, and you see your face in the mirror pretty clearly. It's a well-made mirror. However, with the magic sensing, you get a feeling of dread. It's not overpowering, but as well as sorrow and then also anger. Just seems to be coming off the mirror.
I'm gonna rip it off the wall.
Okay. You take it off the wall, and you have a mirror. It's about 9 inches tall, kind of oval shaped, with intricate silver work around the rim.
Oh, I thought this was. I thought you were describing like a full tall mirror.
It's a body
Only
length
on
mirror,
walls.
you know. Stainer likes to admire himself, so
I sure
Those
do.
fuckers are heavy. I don't know if y'all ever lifted a full length metal like framed mirror, but damn, them things are heavy.
yes. Not make sure you watch your back.
Don't break it.
Proper lifting technique. But yeah, Stainer, this is easily transportable.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tuck it away in my shoulder bag.
Okay. As you are putting it away into your bag, as you're looking at your face, suddenly you see your reflection transform, and it's still you, you can tell, but you see through almost to your skull. It's as if your flesh has peeled back, and you can see your orcish fangs, and your flesh looks rotten, as if it's being stretched, but the image fades almost as quickly as it came.
I'll almost drop it.
Okay.
It startled me. Always thought the magic mirrors were supposed to tell me I'm beautiful, and then I'll just jam it down in my bag.
Okay. It is in your bag.
Find anything interesting?
Asshole mirror.
That's one way of describing a mirror.
You want to see it?
Sure.
Pull it out and should put it right up into his face.
All right, you put up right. Okay, Galdrin, you see your reflection. Looks normal enough until it looks like your skin is suddenly being eaten away by insects. Beetles start crawling all over your face, and your eyes begin to glow red in the reflection. And Stainer and Winslow, you do not see any change on his face, but you see a startled look pass over him. But the image fades very quickly, just as it did for Stainer.
Did your face melt off?
Bugs ate it.
See? Asshole
My,
mirror.
my timbers are quite shivered.
Winslow, you want to look?
Why not?
Well, all right.
Right into his face. Let us know if your face melts.
Okay, Winslow, as you're looking at your reflection, all appears normal. Yep, that's you. And then it just begins to bubble. All of a sudden, you see blisters appearing on your skin in the reflection, and they begin to pop and leak all across your face. And peel back, and you can see your skull starting to show through, and then it fades.
He's like stone faced the whole time, and then he breathes in once heavily through his nostrils and exhales and says, and looks at what was your character's name again?
Me? I'm Stainer.
Stainer. Okay. Winslow look directly at you, Stainer, and say, looks like I caught a sort of plague, and my face melted away with a infinite mound of boils, weeping. So, yes, this mirror is
An asshole, but
definitely strange.
I'm gonna give it to Jaja. Don't say anything.
That's just rude.
It would be hilarious.
Yes, indeed.
Let's do that
All right.
after we read from she's doing downstairs.
Yeah. Anyhow, there's other,
So I'm
there's
going
obviously
down the
other
stairs.
rooms up there. I saw them through the floorboards. How do we get in?
Oh, right. Wait. You're right.
You guys heading back downstairs? Joshua, right, you
I'm-
can hear their footsteps near the staircase.
I'm
seem to be-
listening, make sure they're not sound like they're being attacked.
All right, Stainer, you come off the stairs. It looks like you're on the first floor again. Did I
Okay.
read that correctly?
Anything besides Zaja magical around here?
No, you definitely detect the object on Jaja, but nothing, you haven't been over to see Pralissi yet.
Okay.
So far, everything within range seems to be mundane.
First, I'll grab the bottle of wine and take a swig of it.
Okay, you finish it off. She had poured pretty good glasses for all of you, so that was the last of that one. It tastes delicious.
I'll just casually walk my way in here since I've been in here before. And Pralissi, how's it going?
Okay. You walk in there, and Felicity looks up. Oh, hello, Stainer. How are you?
Oh, great. We're about to take off for the evening. Couldn't find your cat.
Oh, Cuddles. I'll miss him, but hopefully he'll be back. He's never disappeared before. Okay, Stainer, as you're in there, both of her knitting needles read as magical.
Mm-hmm.
And she is working very quickly. She already has a doll going, and she's got the cloth exterior, and it crosses your mind that, oh, that could look like Jaja Ray when she's done with that.
Very impressive.
Oh, thank you. She's very precise, even with the big needles. She does have a couple sewing needles and some thinner threads that she's using to make accents and facial features.
Anyhow, we'll see you in a few days to pick that up. It was a pleasure seeing you. We'll be out of your
Wonderful.
hair for the evening.
Oh, you are welcome anytime, dearie. Anytime.
Right. Have a good night. And I'll casually walk back out. Okay, let's go.
Let's get out of here before any freaky stuff happens.
Yes, please. Smells weird in here.
All right. Aljaw very obediently follows
So
you outside.
when we
Seems to be
get
very happy with fresh air.
outside,
But the fog is beginning to thicken a bit. You'd gotten here in the late morning and or mid to late morning, and the sun is starting to its slow descent towards the Aishin Mountains, and the fog is gathering at this point, which is usually strange for an afternoon, but considering the sun's at its brightest, but it is gathering over the trees. Growljaw is looking around and snuffling.
Okay, so Winslow, you said you saw another wing, somewhere near the other wing. Let's check that out before we get out of here.
Mm.
Are you going to walk around this side of the house?
Yes.
Head up here around the right? Okay. You make your way out around that side of the house, and it is all stonework on the side, so you don't see any windows. So definitely constructed differently, and it does seem to be in better repair than the rest of the house. And you have these lovely gnarled trees that are clearly still living, but they just have a rather creepy look to them. Growljaw obediently follows you. Loves his masters. All right, Galdrin, are you just going to walk around that corner? Or are you going to try to lurk at all to sneak? Or are you just going to walk there?
Should I sneak or should I not?
Should I sneak or
Good
should
question.
I go now?
If you go, there will be trouble, and if you stay, there will be double. So Take your pick, take your pick, Galvin.
I don't think
Yeah,
I'll
that's
sneak.
right.
I don't think I'll sneak. I'll just
Okay.
jaunt my way over there.
All right, you get around that corner and you see the door. It looks like it's seen better days, but some of its hinges seem pretty solidly on there.
Well, there's a door over here. It looks like a door. Very
You're gonna
doorish.
go up to it.
I will approach the door.
Okay, you approach the door. Are you going to listen at the door or anything, or fiddle with it?
I will, like, kind of fiddle with the door handle, see if it's locked.
Okay, you fiddle with it. It's open, but the door does appear to be stuck. Sure, it's just weather and time, but you're pretty sure you have enough muscle power to force it open if you want.
It's not locked. Should I force it open? Seems a little stuck.
I mean, we're here.
All right. Busting down the door.
Okay. It takes some doing, but you force the door open and you just see short stone hallway, but does not appear to have any way out of it, strangely. Literally a stone hallway that dead ends. You like to go in and give me a search check?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and make that search check, and hopefully you get above a 3 this time.
I just didn't feel like spending the new last time.
All right. Hey, hey,
Like,
Over 3.
over double. Congratulations, Caldrin. You walk up and down that stone hallway, and just nothing's jumping out at you. Joshua Ray, do you want to give it a shot?
This hallway
Yeah,
looks
I was
very
say
hallway.
Lynn, do you see anything? Let me give
Nope.
a look.
And you can't
Winslow
always
just gotta
burn
think
Nuva
out
on the
loud.
reroll if you want.
Yeah, I know. I just have 4 left, so I'd like to
Oh yeah. Okay.
save them. Also, whenever I hear Numa, I think of the early 2000s meme of the guy singing the Numa Numa song.
I don't think I've heard that one. Maybe I'll have to try to use it in a video.
My eyes are working a little better.
Okay. Joshua Ray, yes, your eyes are definitely working a bit better. Down here at the end of the hall, you're always the one who seems to make all the look and search checks. Down here towards the end of the hall, just on your left, find what appears to be a secret door. It's hidden in the stonework, and you're not sure why someone bothered to make that door secret in a hallway that would otherwise have no purpose, apparently, unless it was perhaps used as a storage hallway. But the door appears like it just has normal hinges hidden in the stonework, and if you remove a small stone, you can see a handle behind it.
I'm gonna grab the small stone and then look back and be like, hey, I think there's a door here. And I'm like kind of shaking the stone at him. Like, how'd you miss this? You guys want to
You
check
know
it
what?
out?
It's above my eye line, so can't
I
excuse me
suppose
for
so.
being short.
I'm sorry. What do you think? You guys want to check it out?
I vote we send Mr. Talk to the old woman while we fight off all the evil dolls.
Our job
Did
approaches the
anyone-
door and stays out here. Sorry, go ahead, Steiner.
That wasn't me.
that was
Oh,
me.
sorry. That was Winslow. Sorry.
He'll say, the it is Does anyone else think maybe she's hamming up the old woman act? The fact that we were talking about, killing right outside her window, and then she offered. Who knows if she had heard more than she was letting on, and now your doll is almost practically ready. I just worry. That's all.
No,
Just
I
airing
absolutely
my
think she has.
worries.
I absolutely think she's playing us, but I want to have all of the information before we attack an old woman,
Right.
just in
Now,
case.
did I just hear somebody say they want me to go talk to her while you all go in?
No, I was saying we should have the guy who talked to the old woman the entire time we were fighting dolls go into this mysterious door at the end of the hall.
Oh, sorry, I'm old. I can't hear very well, so I'm
Well,
following them inside.
I'm sorry I can't walk around your wide ass. So, go.
I'm sorry that I am so wide.
While they're arguing, Josh Race just gonna go through the door or try to go through
Okay.
the door as it locked.
All right, you open the door. It creaks open. Takes some doing. It's a heavy door because of the stone that's been attached to it, but you get it open and it's extremely dark in here. So there is some ambient light coming in from the outside, but you might need to light a torch to see in here because there are no windows. From the floorboards above, there's a little bit of light coming through, but it is extremely faint. So you're, I wouldn't say pitch darkness, but enough that you would want a light source.
Does Stainer still have that light thing going?
I don't have one going, but I can get you one. If the
I'd like to
dwarf would
vote
move
on-
his ass into the hallway.
I mean, I can light a torch. If you had one, I was gonna call you forward.
Fumble my way through the darkness.
Sidestepping.
Go
It's
easy
really
on
dark in here, you guys.
Oh, hang
I'm
on.
trying to kind of whisper.
I'll spin the Numa to do light.
Okay. You invoke arcane radiance. How bright are you going to make it?
I'd say torch level.
Okay. And what do you want to make the light rays and little flickering things any special color? You can make them look pretty.
I would say his flames, whatever he creates, is pretty much black with a little red in it, or mostly red with black, where the blues and stuff would be.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I just saw your note, Jaja there. Absolutely. Would you like to take a quick break right now?
Yeah,
So
we
you
can just like 5, so I can. She's like pawing at me.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, how about we take a quick break? I'll go use the restroom, and we can just come back once Jess takes care of the trusty hound. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, no, ready to rock. All right, we left off with.
She was like pulling my leg off.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. Anytime anything like that happens, feel free to let me know, and
Yeah.
that definitely takes precedence. So, I stated the lovely red and black lights, streaks and streams come out of. Were you invoking it on part of? I forget. Did you have a seashell, or I think you had some or an amulet?
Yeah,
hanging
it's
around
in
your
the
neck?
it's in the shell that I clipped to my shirt.
Okay, excellent. It's coming out of the shell. It's you know, the reddish light isn't the brightest, but it is at torchlight level, and it illuminates the chamber. So you're looking around, and you just see empty stone floor and walls. And there's a door here, and you can tell where the curvature of your guessing is the staircase, correctly guessing, is right over here. And just a lot of empty stonework at this point, apparently.
So I'm gonna look at him. Do you see the door this time, or do I need to open that one too?
You absolutely see it, so it is not
This-
hidden in any way.
That's right. You talk your shit, Jaja.
Y'all tall folk.
Well, can you see the door?
I see the door. Yes, there's a door.
Do you want me
I
to
see it.
open it, or are you going
No,
to
I
open
will
it?
open the door if it's.
Then open the door.
I will attempt to open the door.
Okay, you open the door, it is not locked, so no problem. It swings back against this wall right here. You walk in, you can see bits of junk around the floor. You might have been used for storage in the very distant past. You are not sure that Pralissi uses this for anything right now. Maybe she kept food in here at one time. It is a good cellar for that, maybe wines, but right now it seems to be pretty well cleared out. Opening over here. Again, spider webs everywhere. All right, Galdrin, you go in here, and to your surprise, it looks like there are bookshelves in there. And once Stainer's up next to you, the illumination not coming off of his shell confirms it that there are a lot of old books in here. They are not in good condition.
Have been
Definitely
kind of like
rotting.
melded together like old books and old buildings do.
Exactly. Yeah, there's mold on them. Definitely isn't the healthiest environment, but the books are packed very tightly.
Any of them pinging magically?
So none of them is pinging magically.
Okay.
However, you do get a strange sense of something magical over here in these. Might be behind the books, so it's not the books themselves that are definitely getting your sense, but you think there might be something behind them here.
I'll look at Jaja and say over there.
Over where?
Right there. In those old books.
All right, so I'm gonna look there.
Okay, the books are packed tightly. Are you going to remove them?
Yes.
Okie dokie. You remove the books, and as you do, there's a doll right there in a baker's outfit, and see her. It's a girlish doll. You see her face with just eyes blazing, and go ahead and just give me, Joshua, you give me a look check to see if you spot this in time to not be surprised.
Oh no.
I was gonna say it. Like, I'm gonna throw the books and jump backwards. But
Punt the doll. Punt it.
It's effectively a subconscious visual reflex check here. But feel free to make a look check.
I'm looking. Oh, my book is a 7.
Oh, again.
Okay,
With
so instead
that-
of throwing the books to jumping backwards, I'm gonna like casually like put the books to the side and like take a step back. Like, hey.
All right, we are going to go into hasten standings at this point. So, all right. Pull up the, there we go. Burn order. Feel free to give me hasten checks.
Okay.
You said hasten checks?
Yes. Good old Titters is on 27.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Where's that on the sheet again?
Oh, great question. So it's towards the upper left. If you look at your name and then look down, you got root traits, defenses, and then just below defenses is hasty.
Oh, bummer.
Oh,
All right.
not my lucky day today.
I like all
Oh,
threes today.
All right. And Jaja Ray was on 19. And let me put Winslow, you are back there, and you got a 20. So you hear
I'm
some
all the way
kind of
back there because I'm watching the. I'm trying keeping guard for anything that might approach from behind. Basically, is what I've been doing.
okay. All right. Unfortunately, Jaja Ray Titters goes first.
Titters. So
By the way,
much.
I've pretty much exhausted.
I forgot you named all of them after different types of laughs.
Yes. So the question for you is: have I truly exhausted the thesaurus, or are there other laugh words out there that I can throw into dolls that won't be a repeat?
This is why I
All right,
hate
Jaja
reading.
Ray. Jaja Ray, this doll again dressed like a baker, and just has a bread knife, a nice serrated bread knife, just comes leaping out of the books right at you. She is targeting your nimble defense. Does a 20 hit?
No,
Okay,
just kind of casually sidestep.
beautiful. You sidestep and Titters lands on the floor right next to you, looking maniacal with that bread knife. Stainer, you are up.
When she jumps back and it comes leaping out at her, missing narrowly, I'll come in with my heavy scepter.
Okay.
He says on the floor, so I'll like golf swing it at it.
All right. Go ahead and give me that strike roll. Since you're golf swinging, I'm guessing you're going both hands.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So yes, both hands is still +3.
Yep. Okay, that will miss. Would you like to burn Numa? Titters seems to be pretty quick on her feet. You gonna burn Numa on a reroll?
Yes, I will actually. And
Okay.
so I'll miss on the initial swing, but I'll have a downswing after that.
All right, you managed to redirect at the last second to try to hit Titters. Play this reroll. Unfortunately, that doesn't quite hit Titters. Like, are you gonna save your Numa? Or...
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Winslow, you hear the cries of alarm and you hear a disturbing, little childish, high-pitched laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And your friends seem to be in some sort of trouble.
Can I take up like space here, in this square and just sort of like set a defensive posture to prevent the thing from trying to escape the room?
Sure. I believe you have a speed of 6, if I remember correctly. Feel free to move your way over and see if you
I
can
can
get in
get right
position.
there.
Okay.
It looked
Yeah.
like if I take a strange path, but I can't get further into the room with that. Would I still be able to
Okay.
put not like I don't think I have a big gigantic shield, but just kind of raise the shield and be ready to stop anything that comes my way that's an enemy.
Absolutely. You have your long sword out. You have your very small spiked shield at the ready, and you see a little doll right here. Again, little baker's hat. Looks so cute, but it is right in front of Jajaray and is clearly wielding a knife. Jajaray, you are up.
Alright, I am going to take my dagger
Okay.
and try to stab at it.
All right.
Does a 26 hit?
Yes, you hit Titter's nimble defense with that. You stab in. Go ahead and give me harm unless you're going to burn Numa on improved harm.
Okay.
All right.
Plus, what is my
Uh-uh.
8 plus
Right.
nice.
Okay. All right. You stab into the doll, and a bunch of feathers come ripping out of it. However, Titters does not drop. All right. Galdrin, you are up.
Time to whack a doll. I move right up there.
All right.
I'm gonna bonk it. Let's see.
All right. You using your chain rod?
Yep.
Okay. You're going to burn Numa on an improved roll or just go standard with the D30?
Just the standard. I'm low on
Yeah, that's the benefit of Wheeler changing characters, man. You come in with a full Numa pool, you know? You
Oh, I had all mine still before we started tonight.
that's right, you haven't burned any anyway.
Didn't need to.
All right. Galbert, unfortunately, that will not hit Titters. Would you like to burn Numa on a reroll, or are you conserving?
Screw it. I'll burn one of my 4 remaining. That's better.
Okay, you barely hit Titters. All right. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
harm unless you're burning on improved.
No, just rolling standard harm.
Okay.
Go.
Excellent. All right. Wow. All right. You definitely smack Titters, and a bunch of just feathers and stuffing goes up in the air, but Titters is still standing. That brings us to Titters. All right. Eldrin, she seems to be really upset with you. So we are going to go after your nimble defense. Does a 27 hit?
I'm sorry, to who? Me?
That would going after Galdrin this time.
Oh, 27 for nimble. Yes.
Okay. All right. The bread knife slices into you, unfortunately. Doesn't feel particularly good, and she knows how to rake that serrated edge across flesh, clearly. All right. That is 6 wreck harm. Feel free to subtract any resistant wreck you have.
All right. Remind me again, if I have a -3, that subtracts -3 from any wreck harm that I have.
Correct. Negative number is a good number in harm yields. You do not want to see a positive number because that means you're vulnerable to it, and you would add that to the harm you suffer. But
Cool.
so yes, you get to take off 3 from that. partially your armor, partially your expert martial arts skills, rolling with the impact of the blade allows you to lessen the damage of it.
Mhm.
That brings us back to Stainer. You all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes.
You're
It's
up.
your turn, Stainer.
Stainer.
Going for that golf swing again?
Yeah, but I'm gonna. No, we can get it all kind of cornered here.
And you are now flanking Titters with Galdrin.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you a free upgrade to an improved strike. So you'll do 10 plus D20 plus your mods. And if you want to burn a new mod advanced, you can, or you can just take the free upgrade. Oh, that will hit. Okay. All right. Heavy Scepter hit. Feel free to roll harm.
Okay, so harm.
Nice hit.
So what's the command for that?
So it'll just be slash roll
Oh, I see it.
and
Yep. I see it now.
this could be the end of Titters. Okay. All right. That is good enough. Stainer, what does it look like when you golf swing a psychotic doll to death?
So I want to say that, like, as my long blade comes up through it, the feathers and stuffing that was packed inside the rest of it, especially up underneath the chef cap, just blows completely all up into Galdrin's face and beard, and he's been basically just covered in feathers and fluff.
And that's exactly what happens. Titters is no more. And the bread knife falls to the floor.
Titters
Plant
is in tatters.
on the throne. Yes, Titters is in tatters. That's a good quote. We'll put that in the chat. Nice. All right. Poof. Titters is gone. Meanwhile, you have a bunch of books around, and Stainer, your magic sensing is not giving you any other indications of magic.
Oh, good job, Zsa Zsa. You found it.
Yeah, thanks.
Books that you pulled out, Jaja, again, like the rest of them, they're in various stages of decay. They're pretty far gone, covered in mold. Are you all going to search through the books or just let them rot?
I don't read.
Can I tell if any of them would be like, I guess instructional is what I'm kind of looking for.
Okay. As you go searching through, I mean, there's some cookbooks, seems like bits of esoteric lore. You do find one that says Barrelmere on the spine.
Okay, we'll take that one.
Okay. You take that, and it's definitely covered in dust and grime and dirt, but it seems to be in better repair than the others. So you don't find anything else that really grabs your attention after ransacking the books and checking each one. You guys going to do any more searching in here? You're welcome to make search checks if you want, see if anything else turns up.
Sure, why not?
Okay,
Yeah, why not?
go for it.
Rolling like
that's
you
a
assholes.
shocker. Jaja Rain. Oh, and Galbraith coming in.
Now I rolled
Rolled
good
like Gil.
on a
We
roll that
switched. How did that happen?
magic.
Galbraith and Stainer.
Braided me.
Winslow, are you going to make a search check as well?
That's a tough one.
All right, well, feel free to make that roll if you want. Galbraith and Stainer, you turn up under one stone, just over here in the corner. What appears to be...
That's really sinister.
What's that? Sorry, your sound came through choppy there, Wheeler.
Yeah, it's roll 20. Let me just reconnect.
Nemo, Galbraith and Stainer, you find under a loose stone over here what appears to be a diary.
I'll pick up the diary.
All right, you pick up the diary. There's definitely funk on it. Various bits of soil and wetness, but the pages appear to be legible. They're written in the common tongue. Someone with pretty good handwriting and a nice flowing script. You would guess a feminine hand, judging by the style. And are you going to begin reading it?
I'd say just as he begins to read it, I'll leave with the light.
Dear diary.
All right, Stainer walks out with the light, and Galvin and
I was
Joshua,
reading
you
that.
are in darkness.
Wait,
Guess
no,
I'm
go
gonna
back.
tumble my way towards the door. Walk into
Yep.
the wall. Try to.
I'll stumble my way out, and then we're
right.
overlapped.
Winslow, are you still standing guard there?
I think he had to reload.
Okay. Yeah, I heard the...
On that note, since I accidentally stopped in
all
his space,
overlapped.
we're all overlapped and we can't move
I
our
was trying to
tokens.
say, I was trying
okay.
to search the
Oh,
room.
goodness.
There we
Okay.
go.
All right, Winslow, go ahead and give me your search check.
Library.
Winslow, you're welcome to give me your own search check. See if you turn up anything else.
My light will help him.
All right.
All right. Winslow, you go poking around in corners. Again, the whole it's a sense of wine. You as you're sniffing around, you think that maybe some wine bottles spilled in here just a long time ago. But that's about all you turn up in this room. Meanwhile, Stainer is over here and the light is going with him. So unless someone else wants to light a torch, the illumination is going this direction.
I'm actually going to try the door that's right here on to my left.
There's
Okay.
just because I want to alleviate my curiosity.
Winslow, I think we lost you again. All right. As soon as Wheeler's sound begins working again, we'll...
No, I was just waiting for a sec. Just to alleviate my curiosity, can I just snatch them?
I heard you snatched something. Sorry, it went choppy again.
I think he was wanting to search around in this room.
Okay. Yeah, with that search check, he just turns up.
That's a rep.
The ground, like snatch the rug.
Oh, snatch the rug. Okay, yeah. You grab the rug. It's in pretty nasty condition, but you are absolutely able to roll it up. It's reasonably light, so you can throw it over your shoulder. No problem.
Well, is there anything underneath it? Is what I was getting at.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, you look underneath the rug, and there does not appear to be anything special hidden there.
Okay, then I'm not gonna take nasty rug with me. I'm
Okay.
just gonna lay that back on the ground.
Okay. You roll it back out. Stainer, you want to try this door?
I sure do.
Okay. You try the door. It is unlocked.
Okay, I'll see myself through. Light up the room.
All right. You open there and you see a room that you're guessing was once actually pretty darn nice, but it is odd that it doesn't have a window, that it's enclosed in stone, and clearly you would need some sort of lighting to, and there are books along the bookshelves there, old pillows, a rotting bed. Um, so it's really kind of an odd situation because someone was kept prisoner here. You wouldn't expect the accommodations to be so nice.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if someone is here voluntarily, why would this person just be hanging out in a room with no windows? You're not sure. There are the rugs on the floor and the books on the shelves. They do appear to be in better condition than what you found in the chamber where Titters attacked you.
I'll come over to the desk here. Anything
Okay.
on there of interest?
You know what? Bunch of old objects, but nothing really grabs your attention.
I'm gonna look at the bookcase.
Okay, Galdrin, you look at the bookcase, and in this case, as you're looking through the books, they're definitely of a weird variety. Just some of them are, one of them's called Contemplations of the Stone Mirrors, and other things seem to be written. There's one entitled Of the Beyond, and various other things like that. You have a sense that whoever stocked this bookshelf and perhaps lived in this room for a time went in for really obscure lore.
Quite the odd collection of books.
Stainer, as a cleric, they would definitely interest you, but there are quite a few of them.
Let's see.
Can we take a hot break for a second? I gotta run to the bathroom.
Okay, no sweat. Go for it.
Yep, I'll be back.
All right. Meanwhile, if the rest of the crew, if you want to search around, I can still answer questions. And Standard, nothing is detecting with your magic sensing at
Okay.
this point.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something to drink.
Okay. Cool. Right on. We will take a quick break.
Pause the stream.
Sure can.
Or otherwise, if you all want to do any
Right.
Okay.
I'll open this up in Firefox. But I think I have it
All
open.
right.
Cool.
So Jocelyn Ray is going to search this room and see if she can find anything fun.
Okay. Feel free to give me a search check. Winslow turned up a bunch of evidence of past wine drinking or wine making or storage. A couple broken bottles. Let's see if Jaja Ray can come up with anything.
It's a search, correct?
Yes. That's the
Not a
fine
look.
detail look. Absolutely. You're here.
Okay.
All right. Unfortunately, you don't turn up anything else of interest, possibly due to the fact that Stainer's in the other room with all the light. You were getting some ambient light through a couple open doorways there, but nothing jumps out at you, Jaja Ray.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna fumble my way towards the light.
Okay.
I'll pop back out in the hallway a little bit, like, hey, there's books in here.
Any good ones?
Weird ones.
Better than the ones in there.
Winslow, you coming?
I know he's still getting his app going,
Yes.
so I'll go ahead and move him.
Winslow would be following, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you ever have to focus on the technical side of things, I'll just move your avatar around for you. All right. Yeah. You have all these esoteric books against the wall, and again, signs of a past very comfortable life in there, but strangely reclusive, without any view to the outside world. You're welcome to give me more search checks in here.
18.
All right. Jaja Ray, as you are walking across the room, your foot picks up part of the carpet, and you think you see start of an engraving on the floor. And again, Stainer, you were not getting any magic sense off of anything in the room.
Okay.
But as she kicks back the carpet, you look and study what. Are you going to pull the carpet all the way back, or just even the
Yes,
small?
once I kick it and see it, I'll kind of pull it back
Okay.
so that I can inspect.
Okay, you pull it back, and Stainer especially, and Galdrin, you as well, because you have taken aspect of Sentinel, which gives you access to magic. So even though it's not giving you any kind of magic sense right now, it appears to be some sort of arcane rune inscribed on the floor, and it's big, and it takes up a good portion of this squarish carpet here, which is in tatters, and you also peel back part of the round carpet to reveal the rest of the room. So it's not familiar to you. If you wanted to invoke magic deciphering, both Stainer and Galdrin have that ability, but it would cost Numa.
Let's see. It's a bit expensive. When you only have 3 Numa left.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
It's all about the choices, man. All right, Stainer, are you gonna invoke it?
I
Magic
will.
I don't know if
deciphering?
we're gonna get swarmed with dolls or not. So.
I will.
Okay. So when you invoke magic deciphering, the rune itself is not active, doesn't contain any power, which is why it did not trip your magic sensing.
Mm-hmm.
However, once you decipher the rune, go ahead and actually, I'll let you make the roll. Roll 1d100. Okay.
And the way I'm just trying to decipher it is I'm just with that same reddish flame as I'm just tracing it out with my nail, and it
Okay.
leaves like a trail behind it.
Okay. Excellent. As you trace it out and study the rune, magic runes are not phonetic, so they're purely symbolic. So you do not need to be literate to understand them. So, but you do need to have the proper magical training. In this case, invoking magic deciphering to try to discern an unfamiliar rune. And what jumps out at you is this rune. Its meaning is very closely tied to contemplation, and the thought just comes into your head of the stone mirrors, of just something about the nature of the stone mirrors. You have a feeling whoever inscribed this rune was really obsessed with them or extremely interested in them. You're trying to discern something about them. You're not sure what it was, but just from your own base knowledge, all of you would know that scholars the world over have all kinds of interesting theories about the stone mirrors. And even on your voyage over here, some people have indicated that for some reason, the beryl mirror or the onyx mirror, the hessonite mirror, all of these mirrors named after gems, almost like they have personalities to them. And this person, this rune, somehow, Stainer, it's definitely tripping you that this person was very keenly interested in this aspect.
Thought this room seemed like a bookworm's.
Most definitely.
Got it to work, by the way.
Excellent.
It's a little
Yay!
funky because I have to tap on like a really tiny pixel to move the chat out of the way, but I can see the map and stuff.
Oh, right on.
Very cool.
Very cool. Well, you're coming through loudly and clearly. So, Yahoo. Stainer, you do not.
We're
get
in
anything
this room, right? The one that's inside the four stone walls there.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't the children's room that we were in earlier. That was because you said you didn't have a second floor map, right?
Correct. Yeah, you were above this.
Okay, gotcha.
Somewhere, and there were a bunch of children's rooms up there. So
I would like to lift up the rugs in this room too, just to see if there's any trapdoors beneath.
okay, so the square one was already lifted up so they could see the rune that Stainer used magic deciphering to investigate. You finish lifting up the round one, pulling it out from under what's left of the bed and the desk there, and you do not find any trapdoors. Nothing else of note in this room.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take any books? A couple that jumped out at you. There was one called Contemplations of the Stone Mirrors, and then the other one was called Of the Beyond.
If they don't take them, I'll grab them on the way out and put them in my satchel.
Okay.
I'll grab
I'll
Of
go
the
ahead and
Beyond.
Of the Beyond, I'll take the other one.
Of the Beyond. I'm going to put them in the chat here. So those are the two titles you grab. Throw them in your bag. You guys going to do any more poking around in this area of the house, or are you going to head out? Your growl jaw whimpering.
Maybe we should leave before she gets that doll finished.
Oh, that reminds me. The knitting needles that she uses, they are very magical.
Does she ever set them down?
I've not seen her put them down once.
Can you go back and knock on her door?
I
wait.
think. Do we want to confront her? Or do we want to go check out her story and get the authorities involved? We're not from here, so.
I mean, we could just go tell the authorities and they can deal with her.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
but
like she has any dolls right now, unless they're hidden.
she's making one of Zaja.
I mean, that one
right
was.
now. She's making one of Zaja
She-
right now.
She is making one of me.
Yeah, best probably shouldn't let her finish that one. I don't know. I don't want to be accidentally associated.
Oh, see, I have an idea. Let's let her finish it completely. Come back in a day or so, and she said she'd have it done. Then we clobber her.
I
Take the
And
needles, and you control your own little puppet.
other than the last
just-
part, that was kind of my plan. I was thinking we would go talk to the authorities, see if the government took her children or if she murdered them, and then let them know what we came across, blah diddy blah, and then come back and get my beautiful doll.
Junior.
I'm just getting a feeling of, since you gave her the permission to use your likeness, it could spell trouble in the same way as giving your name to a forest folk.
Yeah, we'll kind of see where
It's
that
very
goes.
cramped in here. Let's go.
We'll deal with that when we get there.
But I want the doll to either, like, I don't want it to stay with her. So we definitely need to come back for that. I mean, maybe you guys will just have a mini-me. That'd be fun, right?
Zsa Zsa too.
Yeah. 2 Zsa Zhas are better than 1.
All right, Growljaw, he's up against the house, but now that he sees Jaja and Stainer in the hallway, he brightens up a bit. He's wagging his tail. You guys gonna head out?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. You are now. And Winslow, I was moving your avatar. Are you able to move, or you want me to move him for you?
It'll be easier to just move him unless we're in like a combat situation.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm assuming you are all now outside the house. Where would you like to go?
I'll douse my light.
Okay. So you're
Well,
familiar
not
with the house.
not completely out. Candlelight.
Okay. Candlelight it is. All right, you're outside. You've been in there a bit, so it's afternoon now, and the fog is closing in around the house. You can still hear her humming inside. You gonna go back and talk to her, or leave and go back to the Fogfire Inn and Tavern, or?
I say we leave. Come back tomorrow. I'll let her finish.
Sure.
Plus, if you get a good night's rest, you can have all your Numa back.
Yes.
That may be a good way to go. Would you like to go back to the Fogfire Inn and Tavern, or did you want to go contact the authorities?
I'm not gonna go speak to the new authorities, but I will go back and have a drink.
I concur
Okay.
with the orc.
All right, cool. And I will take you all back to the Fogfire Tavern momentarily. As you make your way around the side of the house, you hear her humming away. You can hear the clacking very, very faintly. And yeah, the fog thickens around the trees, and you make your way back into the woodlands. And you know your way back. You're able to find it easily enough. And let me just copy your avatars in here. You are now all outside the Fogfire Tavern. With served as security. He was outside now. Not sure what he was up to, but he seemed to be looking off into the woods. The fog is pretty thick around the Fogfire Tavern, but the door is unlocked. Are you going to head inside?
I'm gonna walk up behind Hoghoth, kind of look over his shoulders. What are we looking for?
There were some rats out here earlier. So I was just trying to figure out what had attracted them, because we keep a very, very clean place here. So I just wanted to make sure that we hadn't left any junk or anything around that would attract rats. So Just doing some cleaning.
Okay.
He says it pretty nonchalantly.
Have a good night.
You too. All right, you head inside. Nostri greets you warmly. Welcome back. A couple of the people that were there earlier, Krul and Churai, they've switched tables, but they are still hanging out in there. Other guests at the inn. Zrag is standing behind the counter. Hey, how did things go? I know you thought you had a lead of some sort on the murderer.
Well, first of all, mug of the good stuff, please.
Absolutely. Zrag pumps out some beer, puts down a full stein right on the counter.
Also, take a mug of the good stuff.
All right. Galdrin, he gives you a full stein as well. Jajare and Winslow, are you heading inside or are you hanging out there?
Yes.
All right.
I would like a drink. Yes.
Yes. Definitely a strong one. It's been a day.
Strong. Okay. Strong one.
Y'all
coming
continue
up.
for a sec. I'm getting a call from my youngest brother. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Okay, a strong one. He puts down a stein of strong stout in front of each of you. And it is the good stuff.
You know there, Drag. You ever seen a murder doll?
Spreck's eyes pop open and Nostri turns towards you. What did you say?
Galdrin will spit out his drink.
You know, little creepy
how-
doll that just tries to do murder.
How much do y'all know about the old lady that lives down the hill?
Are you talking about Pralissi?
Yeah. With the
Oh
cat.
wow. Oh yes, yes, her cat. She used to come in here all the time, but gosh, it must have been 5 years since we've seen her. Nostri says, yes, she would bring her cat Cuddles in here and stay a while, but yeah, it's been a long time.
So that
Makes
cat
you
ran
ask.
off to that because it's old. Just-
Murder doll.
Okay. Oh, let's backtrack a little bit.
Okay, Churai and Coles heard that too, so you've attracted an audience. What was this murder
She's-
doll?
I just got my
Okay.
I've got my mug up to my face and there's
Yeah,
there's
I'm
foam
just
coming off my tusks down my chin. I'm just kinda like
That's kind
I
of
shrug my
chaos, you
shoulders like, yeah.
created.
Murder dolls.
did she used to have orphans take care of children?
Yes, she did.
What happened to those children?
Long time ago, they disappeared. I remember that the Taloncove watch went to search her place, and there was a point where it was full of children. But yeah, they had all just vanished in the night. No one knows why.
Wait, so they didn't take them from her?
Take them from her. Oh, no, where did you hear that? That's not the story I heard. The story I heard was that they were just gone. And I think even Countess Wildfire, she's the ruler of our town. She sent people to investigate, but the children had just disappeared. And some top-notch trackers even looked for them, but they were gone. That's what I'd heard at the time. I have to think way back. Nostri's nodding her head.
Hey
You're-
guys,
you're
I
sure
just posted
that-
in the Alpengard chat. I have to go. I'm sorry.
No sweat. Okay,
Okay.
Wheeler, we'll catch you next time.
Catch you on
We'll
next time.
soon
Sorry
leave.
about that.
Okay.
God, I don't want to drive at night. Oh my god, I hate this. All right, I'll see y'all. Bye.
Okay, safe travels, bro. Winslow is
you're-
not feeling well. He goes to bed.
You're sure that the government didn't take the kids?
No, I hadn't heard that at all. Nostri steps in. No, it was a big mystery. Gosh, what is this? Almost 10, 15 years ago at this point. I don't remember. I haven't kept track, but it was yeah, it was a talk of Taloncove that these kids had just disappeared into the night somehow.
About
I
how
never heard of anybody
many?
confiscating that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
About how many?
Things
know
can
how
get
many orphans
exaggerated
she had?
sometimes, and it was, gosh, I've heard as high as a couple dozen of them.
Oh God. At that number, Shashawe is like one feeling one kind of way because she feels like she could have just murdered a bunch of kids, and then also
Stater's picking a
feeling another
couple
kind of
feathers
way
out
uh,
of.
because she feels like there could be about a dozen more that she might have to. She's gonna take a big old swing of that drink and probably slam an empty glass down. I'll have another, please.
Srag is okay, my lady. He fills it, puts down another stein of the Fogfire Stout.
I pick a couple feathers and fluffs off the top of Gil's hair there while they're talking about the theories.
Yes, it was. So I take it you've been to her house to see her murder doll. Hold on, this is something. Can you
She
tell me
had a-
more about murder doll?
Calm down about the murder doll. Yeah,
She had
we
a
told
bunch
you
of
we were
crystals.
following a lead.
Mm-hmm.
The lead led us to her home.
Uh-huh.
We met the cat. The cat was nice.
Then it ran
She
off.
apparently doesn't like dogs, but then she says she loves dogs, but then I think she wanted to kill or eat my dog.
Whoa.
She was odd.
That's
She
disturbing.
told us that she had orphans and that the government took them away.
Government. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I've
That she
never
was
heard
unfit.
unfit. Wow. Well, that's the first I've heard of it. But from what I knew, that her house had a good reputation for taking care of children, and that everything was fine, and that even the Countess herself had given her accolades about how well she was doing and what she was doing for the service of the village of Taloncove. And so yeah, that's very much a new story to me. I had never heard that. No, this was, and Zrag is nodding the whole time. Yes, it was a big tale around town.
Yeah,
What
she's
happened
a
to the
very
children.
sweet old lady.
We had always found her to be nice. Yeah, Nostri nods. Yes, she would come in here and drink and talk. We don't know why she stopped coming, but I didn't want to go bother her. But I'd heard she was still alive. There was a time where I thought she might have died, but no, she's clearly alive and well. But yes, I
Did
will
you
try to.
see her after the children disappeared?
Yes, yes, she came in. The children again 10, 15 years ago. I don't remember what, but yeah, she would come in here for years, and it was really, as Rag says, I think it was about 5 years ago she stopped coming. I don't know why, because we always had a pleasant time. It wasn't as if she had an argument with anybody here or any of the other patrons. I don't know why she stopped. She would,
Did she seem herself the last time you saw her?
yes, again, this was years ago, but she was always a bit odd. She would come in and mumble to herself and sing to herself, but she would also talk nicely with everyone else in here. So it wasn't as if, again, yeah, that's just, I'm glad she's still alive, but if she
Are you
said that,
though?
She was a little odd.
yes, definitely odd, but nice enough. And let me tell you, she knows her wines. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, she offered us some fabulous wine
It was pretty
while
good.
we were there.
It was very
Oh, that's
tasty.
Glad you got to
Good.
enjoy it.
Well, it was a little,
That was always the question of
rusty.
where did she get her money? And she could afford some. I mean, some of those wines that are in that house. Let me tell you,
Oh.
or at least if it
Maybe
it
she
was
sells
rumored.
those
Well,
dolls. They're very, very,
I was gonna
very,
say,
very
does
realistic looking.
she sell her dolls? Have you ever seen her dolls?
You know what? Actually, I have heard that. Now that you mention it, around I've heard of her selling them, but she never brought them in here. Strangely enough, which is kind of odd because you naturally ask people what they do with their time, how they occupy themselves, and she mentioned doll making in the past, but yeah, she never brought any of her wares in here. We even offered to let her sell some because you never know, she might have found a customer. But yeah, I've never seen her handwork.
She's making one. Apparently, she likes to make them in the likeness of people.
Oh, you don't say.
So she's making one for me.
And that's
Really?
where we
Yeah.
come up with murder dolls because see this it has a little tiny dagger. It's looks just like this one here. Murder doll. Not baby
Yeah.
doll. Murder doll. See?
Murder
Yeah.
dolls.
Get it?
So
They're kind of
Yeah.
creepy.
They're kind
so
of
maybe
creepy.
In that uncanny
maybe when it's done. She said it'd be a couple days. So maybe when it's done, I'll bring it back for y'all to see.
Okay, I'd like to see it, but murder dolls with not.
She
Wait a
kind of
minute.
mumbles if it's not gonna murder any.
I mean,
Okay,
that
now
sounds
say
like
what you
something
say.
that would sell a little better.
What was that? If it's not going to
Oh.
murder,
No,
what are you
no.
saying about these dolls?
This is such a good ale. What is this? I need to take. Do you sell this in barrels? I need to take it back on the ship.
And
It
what's on the
is
grill tonight, Zrag?
divine. Divine.
All right, go ahead, Jajare, give me a brawn check because you've had a serious amount of a potent stout. So feel free to give me a D30 plus your brawn score. Or if you want to use your glint, I'll let you use glint if that's higher.
Said glint or brawn.
Yes, feel free to pick whichever one's better.
Oh, where are those? Is that under?
Yeah, so it's in the top left on the front page.
Oh.
So just
Okay.
under root traits.
Yeah, I'm gonna use glint
Okay,
because that's
cool.
at a point. Oh, yeah, I've had a lot of ale.
Okay, Jajare. Stater, you are
She's
right next to
like
her.
got a sip left of this second ale. Like she's had a day.
Okay, most definitely. Stater, you see her starting to get wobbly on her feet. There's a chair right next to her, but her words are slurring and she is definitely.
I'm gonna get this one off to bed. Come on, Zaja, and I'll pick you up and throw you on my shoulder.
Where's Growljaw?
Growljaw is outside with Halgruth.
I need Growljaw.
Halgruth brings in Growljaw. He's been listening at the door. As soon as he walks in, first words out of his mouth, murder dolls. What does that
It's
mean?
me. It's me. She's like over his shoulder.
It's you.
Don't. She's just drunk, spouting
I-
nonsense.
I didn't realize my microphone was muted. Shit. So I would have picked you up, put you on my shoulders. Zrag, I won't get this one to bed to break the conversation, and take her up to her room with the dog. Come on, dog.
Okay. Right. Growljaw is in there with Jajare. Jajare is out with a roll of 6 after that much heavy stout and after what you've been through today. He is
Starts snoring
definitely-
and snuggling with Growljaw.
Awesome. Yeah, Growljaw is happy to curl up next to you. Stainer and Galdrin, you are the only two left standing at this point. Meanwhile, Nostries, Rag, Kroll, and Churai, and now Halgrith as well, are very, very interested in this story. Murder dolls. Don't pretend I didn't hear that. What do you mean? We know you were following a lead, and we sent one of our servants to the city watch. What can we tell?
All right. So there may have been some spooky ghost dolls around that place. And I may
Spooky
have,
ghost-
yeah, they were like, I don't know, possessed or something. We took care of them all.
Yeah, we crushed.
Don't you
them.
worry.
It didn't seem like the old woman was controlling them.
No,
Yes,
the
she
old
was
woman
having
was
a-
very sweet
She was having a full conversation
with a
while we were
cat.
fighting those things.
You had
Yeah.
a conversation with a cat.
No, well, yeah, she did speak. She did talk to her cat a lot. Yes, but no, I don't know, had a very nice conversation about the house and her life. Showed me around the
Wow.
place.
Okay.
I got no
Well,
sense of ill will off of her.
but you said there were dolls that just attacked you. Do I understand this correctly?
They could have been dolls. Yeah, yeah.
Either that, or they were small little people filled with stuffing and feathers, made of wood, porcelain, and other things.
That sounds like dolls. Wow, that's terrifying. All right, at this point,
Anyway,
And yeah, they're all handled. And what's on the grill this evening there as well?
oh, we have all kinds of meats. And yes, what would you like? Would you like bison meat? We have fish. We have root vegetables like potatoes and
Yeah.
turnips.
We'll just have the bison.
Okay,
Rare.
bison it is. Galvin, how about for you?
I'll just take another ale.
Another ale it is. Clank. All right. Puts the ale down on the counter. You can see him keeping a tally of how much you owe him. But he's not dissuading you from getting any more ale. At this point, the front doors suddenly open, and in walks a very heavily armored Shalk woman, her sword out, and all heads turn towards her. And she bears the official crest of Taloncove on her breastplate. And Stainer, as you turn around, you immediately recognize by her dress that she is in fact a paladin. And therefore, so metagaming wise, this is an assaulter who has taken aspect of paladin, just as Galdrin, you have taken aspect of sentinel. So, Stainer, since you are an exarch, she also wields reverential magic, and she is technically not directly under your authority, but she would recognize your authority because you are the full cleric of that flow of magic. So as soon as she walks in, she takes one look at you, recognizes you as an exarch, recognizes Galdric, and as a sentinel, nods to him. And once she sees Stainer that you're an exarch, she gives you a very low bow of respect and says, "Good evening," or "Good afternoon."
What brings you this far in?
Well, Nostri sent one of her servants, letting us know that some travelers had found a torn up body on Frowning Trees Hill, and I was going to come and see if we could speak to the travelers who made the report because our warriors have gone and searched the hill and found the body. And as you know, there are some, or as you may have heard, there are some murders in town, and we are investigating them. So I came here personally to find out more and see how we can deal with the situation. She has a broadsword in her left hand. It looks very well tended. By any chance do you know these travelers? Algruth takes a step back and he just points right at you too. So
Oh,
his orcish arm just extends and he just fingers both of you. Shirai and Kroln take a step back, and Kroln says, "They were just telling us about murder dolls." The words hang pregnantly in the air. Shirai raises an eyebrow. Murder dolls? How do you gentlemen respond?
A
Joshua Ray, you
story
are
for
snoring.
another day.
A story for another day. All right. Jaja Ray is off snoring contentedly, curled up with Growljaw. Winslow is also out cold somewhere, not feeling the best, dealing with his sickness. A story for another day. Thuray immediately steps forward and she looks very respectfully at you, Stainer, and she says, "My good Exarch, a story for another day. I appreciate that you must have your reasons, but I must make haste because if these murderers are still on the loose and you know anything about them, we must put a stop. Please tell me your tale."
We have discovered potentially possessed dolls
Yes.
still under investigation. We're trying not to raise alarm.
Possessed dolls. Did you have conflict with these dolls? Did you see them? You're
Yes.
talking about spirits, right? Spirits and dolls. Is that what you mean?
That's very much what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
I've killed like 3 of them. So,
Wow.
well, killed is a strong word for a living doll. I don't
You
know.
destroyed them.
Yes.
We've broken them.
Okay. Thuray is making her far lore check, and you see her breathe in. And Stainer, she just assumes that you know more about this than she does because you're a full exarch, whereas she's a paladin. But she appears to be thinking, and you can see the wheels turning behind her eyes. She's clearly a very bright lady. You destroyed these dolls. Do you know where they are? If there are any more?
I believe we've gotten the majority of them. If there's any left, they'll make themselves known when we go back to finish the job.
Back to finish the job. Where are you going?
Just stick around till morning, and we'll take you along.
Yes, you can come along.
But what if there are more killings tonight?
Well, if there are more killings tonight, look for footfalls of strange feet that don't look articulated.
Okay, you see her mind trying to comprehend what you're saying. Okay. Where did you fight them?
Down at the old orphanage.
The old orphanage. Dolls at the orphanage. Oh, Pralissi. At her house?
Yes, that sweet old woman's house. Yes.
We don't know if she has connections to making the dolls stabby stab yet, but we're investigating at the moment.
You are investigating. Okay.
You could do me a
Galvin-
favor and find her cat. I think it's the main suspect.
Okay.
Don't
see
mind.
her eyes
She's
look
a little drunk.
a little okay. She looks a little confused. Meanwhile, Churai and Kroln sit down. They seem to be very interested in this conversation. Ogruth saunters up to the bar and quietly asks Rag for a full pint of the Fogfire Stout. Alvin and Stainer, how much of the stout have you had? Have you chugged your full first pints?
Oh, I chugged the first one. Now I'm on the
Okay,
second.
did you get a second one?
Or I
Yes.
believe I'd be on my second or third one by now.
Okay, go ahead and give me your brawn or glint checks at this point.
Let's see. That would be glint because it's higher.
I'm gonna kind of look around when I'm drinking this.
18.
Okay.
You guys want to see a magic trick?
Uh-oh.
Thuray looks at you curiously. Sure. All right, Galvin, you managed to keep your feet. You're definitely feeling it in your head, but your constitution is holding it up to it better than Joshua Ray's did. All right, Stainer, are you pulling out the mirror? Is that what you're going to do?
I am.
Okay. Sure, a magic trick.
I'm calling this the mirror of face melt, and I'll hold it up.
Okay, you hold it up. How are you going to give it to Thuray? Churai seems interested. She
You said,
walks
yeah,
over.
Churai, yeah.
Okay, you give it to Churai. Right, she holds it up to her face, and she starts moving her hair a little bit as if to beautify herself, and then you see her look horrified. She shoves it back at you. What is that?
The
How did you give
mirror
that to me?
of face
It's a- it-
melting.
It's a mirror of, yeah, it's just a asshole mirror.
Okay, Stainer, go ahead and give me your either brawn or glint, whatever's better for you.
Oh.
See if you can keep your feet like Galdrin did. Galdrin, you want to place bets on whether he can stay up?
I don't know.
Oh wow! All right, yeah, you're handling it well, Stainer. You have full control of your faculties. You can feel the ale fighting you, the beer fighting you, but it's you were managed to keep clarity. Churai looks kind of angry.
I am clear. I am very clear, but I am relaxing. I got
Yeah,
my bison meat here. Couple handles of grog down in me. I'm about ready
All
to hit
right.
the sack and get a rest.
Okay. Zrag serves up the food. He makes a plate of vegetables. He said, "Do you think Jaja Ray is going to want her dinner, or is she just absolutely out?"
She'll probably want to eat after she vomits here in about 30 minutes.
Okay, well, feel free to take this to her. Make sure she vomits into her chamber pot. It would be much appreciated. Makes it much easier on our team.
Oh, don't
When
worry.
they
The
have to-
dog, the dog will probably eat it up.
Oh, well, that works. He chuckles.
She's asleep soundly.
All right, Jaja Ray, you are completely out cold. Hooray.
Snoring like a sheepdog.
Absolutely. Growljaw is actually pretty tired as well, and he seems to be, he's just snoring away happily as well. Hooray is very much in a state of distress. Wish she could get more information out of you, but she feels like she has enough. And she recognizes that maybe you've had a hard day and have had a little more to drink than you should have. So she nods, bows respectfully, and heads out the door. Anything else you want to talk to Nostri and Zrag and possibly Krul and Churai about before you hit the sack, as well as Hubberth? He goes back to take his post at the door.
I'll do the magic trick for you two if you take care of this bill tonight.
Zrag smiles. He says, "No, thank you." He says, "But I do wish you a very, very good night's rest." Judging by how Churai reacted, Churai's just looking at Zrag, saying, just whispering, mouthing, "Don't do it." You can hear Thuray's footsteps heavily marching away.
Maybe we'll run into her again before we go back in the morning. She could have left a messenger with me or somebody, but okay. I'm going to belch real loud and head off to bed.
Okay. Galdrin, are you going to head to bed as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You guys head off to bed. You have a very, very, won't necessarily call it peaceful because you do feel relatively sick. Jaja Ray, you are out cold in the morning. You have a splitting headache. You are not surprised, but there is a cold plate of veggies next to you that is still well seasoned, so it should be a delicious little treat in the morning. And Growljaw is slowly waking up. Feel free to, since you did have full nutrition, you will recover your pneuma. And I think we can go ahead and call the session here. Are you all cool with that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Eat those veggies and chug some water, and I'll be good to go.
Excellent. Yes. Zrag did kindly make sure you all had plenty of water in the room for when you get up in the morning, just to make sure you can rehydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, we will call the session here, and 2 weeks from now is in question because there's my wife and I have a medical appointment that afternoon, so we may have to postpone